Hebrews chapter 5 verses 1 to 6. The high priest, called by God to offer sacrifices for self and others. So, Christ was called, "You are my Son." A priest forever. Brothers and sisters, every high priest is taken from among men, and made their representative before God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. He is able to deal patiently with the ignorant and erring, for he himself is beset by weakness and so, for this reason, must make sin offerings for himself as well as for the people. No one takes this honor upon himself, but only when called by God, just as Aaron was. In the same way, it was not Christ who glorified himself in becoming high priest, but rather the one who said to him, "You are my Son, this day I have begotten you," just as he says in another place, "You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek." This is an excellent example of a high priest job description. Because high priests are human, they can sympathize with our human weaknesses, because in their humanity they share them. In Jesus' time Jewish congregants would already know of, and may have been personally acquainted with a high priest. Being a high priest in the temple was a powerful position. The high priest was the supreme religious leader of the Israelites. The office of the high priest was inherited, and was traced from Aaron, the brother of Moses, and a member of the priestly tribe of Levi. The high priest had to offer a sin offering not only for the sins of the whole congregation, but also for himself. Jesus not only met, but surpassed the high priest's job description in many ways. Jesus had compassion for the people because he himself experienced their problems, and because he was both human and divine. We all have struggles, stumbling blocks, failures, and problems. There is only one great physician that can heal these problems, Jesus Christ. When you are sick, don't you go to the doctor seeking a cure for your illness? Sure you do. The doctor gives you the prescription you need to cure you of the illness. God gives you a prescription in the form of advice found by reading the Bible and following the 10 Commandments. God did not create us in order to abandon us on our journey to our eternal home, no. He gave us a biblical map to follow. Psalm 119 verses 104 to 107, "Through your precepts I gain insight, therefore I hate all false ways. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light for my path. I make a solemn vow to keep your just edicts. I am very much afflicted, Lord. Give me life in accord with your word." What are the precepts? In moral theology, a precept is a matter of obligation, a law, a must-do. In this case it is a reference to the 10 Commandments. What are edicts? An edict has the force of law, again another reference to the 10 Commandments. Who was Melchizedek? Melchizedek is translated as the King of Righteousness. He was the king, and priest of Salem, later to be known as Jerusalem. He blessed Abraham. David assumed Melchizedek's role as king, and priest of Jerusalem for himself and his descendants. Jesus Christ, being in the line of the house of David, succeeded to this role, and became a perfect human high priest, in the order of Melchizedek. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 16, "Your house and your kingdom shall endure forever before me, your throne shall stand firm forever." Humans are born, live and die an earthly death, so who could remain on David's throne forever? Jesus Christ, the Son of God. It make perfect sense that Jesus, a Davidic descendant, perfect high priest, prophet, and eternal king would be the eternal Davidic ruler, sitting upon David's throne.